Cowboys Nation, buckle up, because the ground just shifted beneath our feet, and what we're witnessing might go down as one of the most transformative moments in franchise history. This isn't your average off-season update, this is seismic. This is the kind of shakeup that takes headlines by storm, that forces analysts to drop what they're doing and recalibrate everything they thought they knew about the NFC landscape. This is a full-scale power move by the Dallas Cowboys, and it revolves around a name that's been skyrocketing up draft boards and stealing the hearts of scouts and fans alike: Ashton Jeanty, the electric, game-breaking running back out of Boise State. This isn't just another draft maneuver. This is a message. A message that Dallas is done playing it safe. They're not tiptoeing into next season, they're charging forward, full throttle, and they're bringing an absolute monster of a playmaker with them. Let's talk about what this move really means, because this isn't just a player pickup. This is a statement. Reports are coming in fast and furious, and from every angle, the same narrative is emerging. The Cowboys have pulled off a blockbuster trade to acquire Jeanty, and in doing so, they've shaken the very core of their roster. We're talking about a deal so massive, so dramatic in scale, that it's sending shockwaves throughout the league. To make this happen, Dallas has reportedly traded away six current players. And we're not talking about bottom-of-the-roster filler. These are players who have contributed, who have helped win games, who have worn the star with pride. Veterans, starters, rising talent, every corner of the roster has been touched by this bold swing. This is not just a move. It's a gamble of epic proportions, the kind of risk that front offices dream about but rarely execute. But Jerry Jones and company? They went all in. No hesitation. No looking back. And the reason? It all comes down to one player: Ashton Jeanty. If you've followed college football even casually over the past season, you've heard the name. You've seen the clips. You've probably had your jaw drop once or twice watching what this kid can do. Because make no mistake, Jeanty is not your average draft prospect. He's a one-man highlight reel. A pure offensive weapon who can change the outcome of a game with a single touch. In his time at Boise State, Jeanty carved up defenses like a seasoned pro. His balance through contact, his explosion out of cuts, his knack for finding daylight where there seemingly is none, these are traits you either have or you don't. And Jeanty has them in abundance. He's shifty and elusive in space, but he's also physical enough to absorb hits and keep pushing forward. He reads defenses like a veteran. He's patient when he needs to be and aggressive when the moment calls for it. And perhaps most importantly, he's consistent. Every week, every quarter, he shows up and shows out. That kind of reliability, paired with elite athleticism, is exactly why the Cowboys went after him so hard. Insiders have been whispering about the Cowboys' interest in Jeanty for weeks, but now it's clear they weren't just interested. They were obsessed. Scouts reportedly attended nearly every Boise State game. Multiple private workouts were held under wraps. The Cowboys did their homework, and then some. And when they came to the conclusion that Jeanty wasn't just special, he was franchise-altering, they pulled the trigger. 6 players gone. A fresh chapter opened. This is bold. This is rare. This is the kind of move you don't see often, and it tells us one major thing. The Cowboys believe they are one explosive weapon away from making a real run. And Jeanty? He's that weapon. The specifics of the trade are still rolling in, but early reports indicate that the players being sent away include at least 2 starters, several key depth pieces, and a veteran voice in the locker room who had long been seen as a leader. That kind of exodus isn't easy. It shakes up the chemistry, it changes the culture. But it also opens doors to new strategies, new formations, new possibilities. And that's exactly what the Cowboys are banking on. They're not just making a change for change's sake. They're crafting a new identity faster, younger, hungrier. And Jeanty? He's the face of that identity. The kind of back who makes defenses hesitate before committing to the blitz. The kind of talent who makes offensive coordinators salivate at the possibilities. He can be used in the slot. He can be motioned out wide. He can run inside or outside. He's a threat every time he steps on the field, and that's the kind of weapon that can elevate everyone around him. And let's talk about what this means for Dak Prescott. There's no question that the Cowboys quarterback has had his share of ups and downs. But with Jeanty in the backfield, the game changes. Suddenly, defenses can't key in on Prescott the same way. Suddenly, the threat of a checkdown turning into a 40-yard gain becomes real. Jeanty isn't just a back who pounds the rock, he's a game breaker in the passing game. He's a release valve, a mismatch against linebackers, a nightmare for safeties. He makes life easier for his quarterback, and in today's NFL, that's everything. When you can keep defenses honest, when you can force them to respect the run and the screen and the draw and the deep route all at the same time, you unlock your offense in a whole new way. And that's what the Cowboys are hoping to do. But make no mistake, this wasn't a painless move. The 6 players being traded away include some names that fans are going to miss dearly. These are guys who've laid it all out for the team, who've made plays, earned cheers, and become staples of the Cowboys' identity. From defensive standouts to offensive contributors, from special teams aces to locker room leaders, the loss is real. And that's what makes this move so bold. Because the Cowboys didn't just trim the fat. They made a sacrifice. They gave up real value, real production, real relationships in order to make this deal happen. And they're betting that Jeanty is worth it. That he's the kind of player who can repay that faith tenfold. Across the league, reactions are pouring in. Analysts are divided. Some are calling this a masterstroke. Others are questioning the cost. But nobody is ignoring it. Because when the Cowboys make a move, people pay attention. This is one of the most aggressive front office decisions we've seen in years, and it's not going unnoticed. Social media is ablaze. Fans are simultaneously mourning the loss of familiar faces and celebrating the dawn of a new era. The conversation has shifted. People aren't talking about what the Cowboys lost, they're talking about what they just gained. And that's the power of a move like this. It changes the narrative. It creates momentum. It tells the world that you're serious about winning. And what about the coaching staff? Reports suggest they're already working overtime to integrate Jeanty into the playbook. They're designing formations around his skill set. They're thinking about how he pairs with existing personnel, how he fits into the rhythm of the offense. Because when you bring in a player of this caliber, you don't just plug him in. You build around him. You lean into his strengths. You create an ecosystem that allows him to thrive. And based on what we've seen from Jeanty in college, that ecosystem could be terrifying for opposing defenses. He's got that rare ability to make something out of nothing. To break tackles in the backfield and still gain yards. To make a defender miss in space and then turn on the jets. He's got vision. He's got burst. He's got patience and aggression, all in one package. That's rare. And it's why the Cowboys were willing to risk so much. Let's also not forget the ripple effect this has on the rest of the roster. Younger players now have an opportunity to step up. Roles are shifting. Competition is intensifying. The message from the front office is clear: complacency is not welcome. Every spot is up for grabs. Every player has to earn their role. And that kind of competition can elevate a team. It sharpens focus. It brings out the best. This isn't a rebuild. It's a recalibration. A fine-tuning of the machine. And Jeanty is the engine. Jeanty himself has already made it known he's ready. In a statement shortly after the trade news broke, he expressed gratitude for the opportunity and excitement about joining America's team. He knows the expectations. He knows the spotlight that comes with wearing the star. And he's not backing down. He's embracing it. That's the kind of mentality you want in a young player. Confidence without arrogance. Hunger without recklessness. He's coming to work. He's coming to make an impact. And based on everything we've seen and heard, he's coming to stay. For longtime Cowboys fans, this move might bring back memories of the Herschel Walker trade, but this time, Dallas is the aggressor. They're not the team giving up a superstar. They're the ones going after one. And that shift in philosophy says everything. The Cowboys are done playing from behind. They're done reacting. They're taking control of their own destiny, and they're doing it with a player who might just be the spark this team has been searching for. Stay tuned, Cowboys Nation, because this is just the beginning. The draft is coming. More moves could be on the horizon. But one thing is crystal clear: Dallas is done sitting on the sidelines. They're in the driver's seat now. And with Ashton Jeanty in the fold, the ride might just be one for the history books. So if you're excited, if you're ready for this new chapter, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and stay locked in. The future is now, and it's wearing the star.